Good morning. I was walking around the other day and I was in a very dark place and I was looking at everybody. They looked like NPCs. Everybody walking along with their phone in front of them. Nobody paying attention to surroundings. And I had this feeling that I was being watched. And then I woke up, realized it was a nightmare. But was it? I've talked to you all about hearing that our phones interface with us while we sleep. They interface with our subconscious mind. Sometimes I'm creeped out by how AI does things. I wonder how much of my life path has already been hijacked. How much of what I'm doing is my own choice. I feel stuck sometimes. Lather, rinse, repeat. I simply think about someone or something, and lo and behold, they show up. I'm seeing them on the internet feeds, or I'm seeing suggestions about a movie or a video. Have you had the odd experience of thinking of an old time movie star, somebody you saw way in the past, and then all of a sudden you're seeing ads or you're seeing a reunion or a movie that they're starring in? These are the subtle things that make me go, My name is Christy, and this is Christy's Musings. And I want to ask you, what if there is something nefarious afoot? Did you know that the U.S. Department of Commerce is behind all of this AI move? Have you heard of AI singularity? We know that the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. All of our endeavors here on earth, nothing new. In Genesis 3:5, we see where Eve was tempted and she was told that she could be like the gods. Later in Genesis 11, we read about the Tower of Babel. This is another attempt of man to be one of the gods or be on an even keel with the gods. So far, what I've seen is that AI is a tool for the Epstein elite class. Through consumerism, we make these overlords richer and richer. Look at Larry Ellison. He basically controls all of our media now. Social media, television channels. His company is called Oracle. Have you ever considered the name Oracle? Divine counsel? Mostly feminine? Did you know that the first money ever minted was the shekel? Sumerian worshippers would bring their wheat and barley to the temple for tithes and offerings, and in return they were given a token to access the temple priestesses. These women, prostitutes, worked on behalf of the goddess Sumar. We get the word money from the divine Roman moneta. Roman money depicted various sex acts for their communion with Juno Moneta. The word glamour comes from the Scottish word for magic spell or enchantment. No wonder so many advertisements appeal to our baser desires for beauty and position. The likes of Aleister Crowley and Jeffrey Epstein believed in the power of sex magic. Epstein said he got power from sexual energy of his young victims. Crowley was said to have a recipe for a cake in which he used menstrual blood and semen as a couple of the ingredients. When we read the book of Revelation, we see in chapter 18 the fall of Babylon. Verse 3 says, "All nations have drunk the wine of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." You know, some people want to try to say, but I didn't participate in that. You know, you have to remember all sin is equal. You're no greater than Epstein if you commit sin. And in the book of John, he says, if you say you don't commit sin, you are making God, you're trying to say that God is a liar. This is a picture of the divine feminine, this harlot of Babylon. It's a picture of the divine feminine and sex magic. The whore of Babylon is sitting on the currencies, that's money, of the world. So many of our world leaders are compromised and are under the control of blackmail because of their greed and their dark souls. This brings me back to where I began. The Bible says our body is a temple. I believe when we go to sleep, the reason our phones or computers are trying to access our subconscious is because they are trying to make us part of the hive mind. Through collective dreaming, we all come to the same spiritual plane. There is a caste system where we all have our parts. The elites have already determined our place. We're fed a steady diet of consumerism and advertising telling us you deserve the best, and we willingly dole out our hard-earned money back to the system. Again, my name is Christy. If you've gotten something out of this video, please remember to like, share, and comment. In the comments, please be kind because I'm human and I don't want to have my feelings hurt. I'll talk to you later.
Any opinion, but there is in Lapland there is a group of the shamans there who do something called collective dreaming. They will go together in seclusion and do the rituals with eating very little food and being in solitude for a long time, and they will go and dream the dreams, and the dream have to be collective same dream. So coming out of this dream, this once the shaman told me that actually the best thing happened in this planet right now is the Trump to be the president. I said, how is this possible? Is the best thing to happen? He said, yes, because he's so irrational, he's so crazy. That's actually create that awakening, that we finally wake up. Because before it will be another guy and everything looks similar, but he's so different than anything else. So he's the magician who waking us up. Trump is the best thing happened ever to us, that he is the magician of the highest order. that he is there in his irrational mind to create confusion in order that the human being can find new order. And you know, it's not so stupid thinking about this in that way. It's completely turning things upside down. Because since Trump is around, things are changing. Because we are waking up.